Welcome students in the science class, and in the previous class we studied about wool, animals that yield wool, and rearing and breeding of sheep, processing of wool, okay, and some facts related to health hazards in wool industry. In today's class we will study about silk and life cycle of silk moth, okay. Silk life cycle of silk moth. Okay, silk is an animal fiber obtained from silkworms. Just like wool, silk is also an animal fiber obtained from silkworms. Obtained from silkworms. Okay, silkworms are the caterpillar of silk moths. There are many species, okay, of silk moths, but the most widespread silk is obtained from the silk moth Bombyx mori. Bombyx mori. Okay, this is the very famous silk moth. Okay, some characteristics of silk fiber. First is it is luster and soft. It is lustrous and soft. Okay, second it is bad conductor of heat. It is bad conductor of heat. Okay, third is it is very elastic. Okay, fourth, it is as strong as steel wire of the same diameter. Okay, and fifth is it has a peculiar natural shine and dyes well. Okay, and sixth is it is resistant to dust. Okay, then let us start about life cycle of silk moth. Okay, life cycle of silk moth. This is the picture of caterpillar. The various stages involved in the life cycle of silk moth. Okay, first is laying of eggs. After mating, the female silk moth lays hundred of eggs on mulberry leaves. Okay, second is hatching into larvae or caterpillars. The eggs hatch into worms called caterpillars, also known as silkworms. The caterpillars feed on mulberry leaves from 3 to 4 weeks. They shed their skin at least 4 times during this feeding stage. This process of shedding their skin is known as molting, and with each molt the caterpillar grows in size. Okay, next, third is formation of cocoon. After the final molt, when the caterpillars have sufficiently grown in size, they cage to feed and begin to grow into a pupa. The pupating caterpillars start secreting a thin filament-like substance from the salivary glands located on either side of their head. This secretion is made of protein called fibroin. Okay, the secretion also contains a protein called sericin that adheres the two filaments together. Caterpillars swing their heads from side to side in the form of the figure is present here in the form of this figure. Okay, the secretion hardens when it comes in contact with air and makes the filaments stick together to form fibers. The pupa completely covers itself with these silk fibers. This covering with the pupa inside is known as the cocoon. Okay, students. This is the image of also cocoon. This is the cocoon. Okay, next stage is emergence of silk moth. Inside the cocoon, the pupa develops into a adult moth. Okay, then this is the life cycle of silk moth. Here, this is the figure of life cycle of silk moth. Okay, I am asking to you, what is sericulture? Do you know about sericulture? If no, then let's start. The process of the process of rearing of silkworms for the production of silk is known as sericulture. Means rearing of silkworms is known as sericulture. Sericulture means rearing of silkworms. Okay. The process of rearing of silkworms for the production of silk is known as sericulture. Okay, students. The rearing of silkworms include in various steps. Okay, first step is a female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs that are collected and placed on strips of cloth or paper. Second, the eggs are stored under optimal conditions of humidity and temperature to facilitate hatching. As the eggs hatch, larvae or silkworms come out. These silkworms are placed in clean trays made up of bamboo containing freshly chopped mulberry leaves. Okay, this is the cocoons. Newspapers are spread over the trays to absorb excess moisture from the leaves. The trays should be cleaned regularly after every few days. Okay, students, the silkworms are fed on the mulberry leaves for about 20 to 35 days. Okay, the silkworms are fed on mulberry leaves for about 20 to 35 days. The silkworms are then moved to a small chambers of bamboo trays to spin the cocoons after they stop eating and begin to pupate. Okay, these trays are provided with small rocks or frames where the silkworms spin the cocoons. Spinning of cocoons takes about 3 to 7 days. Okay, I tell you some steps, okay, which are involved in the process of silk from the cocoons. Okay, then first process is boiling of cocoons. This is the first step. Okay, for obtaining silk fibers, a pile of cocoons are used. They are kept under the sun or immersed in hot boiling water to kill the pupae inside the cocoons. On boiling, the silk fibers separate out from the cocoons because the siliking that adheres the silk filaments together gets dissolved. Okay, this process is known as deguming. Okay, second process is process of reeling. Second is process of reeling. This is a process of reeling. Okay, process of reeling. The process of taking out the silk fibers of threads from the cocoons is called reeling. Okay, it is done by using a special machines to unwind the threads or fibers of silk from the cocoons. Then the fibers from the new cocoons are joined and twisted together to make a strong thread that is wound around a reel. Okay, the fiber that is obtained by the process of reeling is known as raw silk. Okay, and next step is process of reeling. Here, process of reeling, and next step is dyeing of raw silk. Dyeing of raw silk. Okay, students, this is the image of raw silk. Dyeing of raw silk. Depending on the requirement, the raw silk fibers can be dyed in various colors, just like wool. Okay, and then spun into silk threads. The silk threads are woven into silk cloth by weavers. This is the image of silk cloths. Okay. India is the second largest producer of silk in the world after China. China is the first largest producer of silk. Okay, but India is the second largest producer of silk in the world after China. Mulberry silk is the main variety of silk produced in India. About 90% of mulberry silk comes from which states? Karnataka. Okay, and also Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh. Assam, Madhya Pradesh, and Orissa are other states in India that produce a major amount of silk. Okay, so how many states which produce silk? The first Karnataka, second Andhra Pradesh, third Tamil Nadu, fourth Uttar Pradesh, fifth Assam, sixth Madhya Pradesh, and seventh is Odisha. Okay, students. And some types of silk fibers. First, mulberry silk. Okay. Second, tassar silk. Third, oak tassar. Fourth, kosa silk. And muga silk. Muga silk is very famous. Muga silk. Okay. This golden yellow colored silk. Okay. Muga silk. The color of muga silk is golden yellow. Okay. Then our chapter fiber to fabrics, this is the very short chapter, it is fully completed. Okay, and in next class we will study about next chapter, chapter 4, chemical changes. Okay, and physical changes means chemicals and chemical changes, it is the parts of chemistry. Okay, then we will study about chemistry. Okay, in the next class, chapter 4 in the form of chapter 4, chemicals and chemical changes. Okay, students, in this chapter, chemicals and chemical changes, chemical substance. Okay, I tell you some symbols of elements. Okay, what is elements, what are compounds, mixtures. Okay, and I will tell you some facts related to atom, valency, chemical formula. Okay, writing a chemical formula. This is the some facts related to fourth chapter. Okay, thank you.